All right. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play for you the very first song I ever played live in public for anyone. This is a very brave thing that I'm doing here. But it was much more brave when I was 13 years old and did this. I was walking down the hall of my junior high, and there was a bulletin board, and it had a big sign that said talent show. And so I walked up and signed my name on there. And that night at dinner, I told my parents, I entered the talent show. And my mother said, that's good, Butch. But my dad said something profound. He said, interesting. What are you going to do? And the truth is, I hadn't thought about it. And so I remember looking at him and just for a minute, and I said, well, Dad, I'm going to play the guitar. He said, you don't play the guitar. And I remember getting upset, going, I know I don't play it now, but I got 2 weeks. And so I tell you that to show you the faith of a child. You know, children have great faith. They know they can do. They don't question certain things. And I didn't question the fact that I could do this. And so I went and bought an album so I could learn a song. And I bought a Roy Clark album. Okay, yes. But again, I'm an ignorant child and I don't know anything. And so I learned the very first song on the first side because I could pick the needle up and put it on there and then pick it up and put it on there. And I could just practice it. So it was the first song on the first side. Unfortunately for me, first song on the first side was a Carlos Montoya song called Malagueña, which is one of the more difficult guitar songs. Now, don't get your hopes up. This is not going to be like that quality. I still can't play the song today. So I can only imagine how horrible it must have sounded after only 9 days of practice. My mother said it was good. She goes, you did good, son. My dad said, that was interesting. So what I'll tell you the end of the story after I play the song for you. So I'm just telling you, I'm warning you up front not to get too excited. I still can't play the song. It's a difficult song. I'm going to just do the best I can. But I always do this just to kind of point out the fact that when you're a child, if nobody tells you you can't do something, then generally you think you can. So we should not tell kids they can't, unless it's something that's detrimental. You know, and my mother didn't think that me playing Malagueña at a talent show was detrimental. So. Also. I didn't know that when I was doing this. All right. So, the end of the story, the rest of the story. I'd like to say, I won the talent show. I'd like to say that, yeah. But that would be a lie, a blatant lie. The truth is that I got beat out by about a 5-year-old baton twirler. And well, she was cute. She had a little overweight with a pink tutu, and she had a baton that was on fire. And it was before Jimi Hendrix. And I didn't know. I didn't know that I could have wore a pink tutu. I could have set my guitar on fire. I didn't know any of that. But she no longer twirls the baton, ladies and gentlemen. I still play the guitar. So thanks for sticking around. That wasn't too painful, was it? All right. Here's my guitar's falling apart as we speak. Look at this. Look at this.
A little rough on things. Quit pulling on it.
That's all right. It's just a guitar. It's not a piece of art. It's a tool. It's a new song here. Turn it around. Gotta turn this thing around. Turn it upside down. Gotta turn this thing around. For our little world, it's all topsy-turvy. If you watch the news, man, it's gonna make you worry. The things on top, shouldn't they be on bottom? The heebie-jeebies, man, you know we got 'em. Turn it around. Gotta turn this thing around. Turn it upside down. Gotta turn this thing around. Just look at the way we treat each other. It's like we forgot we're all sisters and brothers. Sure, you treat me nice and you will win my favor, but I can be a nasty next door neighbor. Turn it around. Gotta turn this thing around. Turn it upside down. Gotta turn this heart around. Gotta turn this thing around. Well, the lines were there. We have crossed them, and our sense of direction sure seems like we've lost it. The mess we're in ain't no real surprise. Nah, that's a little gift from Mr. Compromise. Here's a little joke, just ain't funny. We just about supersize this here milk and honey. My finger's pointing, man, but it ain't really aiming at the only one I know for sure could stand to do a little changing. Turn it around, gotta turn this thing around. Turn it upside down, gotta turn these hearts around. Gotta turn this thing around. Gotta turn this thing around. Turn it upside down. Gotta turn this thing around. Turn it around. Thank yous. All right, so I'm going to do a song about my dad. I'll tell you about my dad. I'm going to do 2 songs in a row that he kind of inspired. The first one for sure because it's about him, and then the second one that he inspired in a way. But I send this out to all you dads out there, and there are several in the audience, I'm sure. Maybe you don't know that you... Now, my dad, I told you about him earlier. His name is Claude C. Morgan Sr., and the reason I have the name Butch is because both of our names, I'm a junior, and so my mother needed to be able to differentiate between the two of us because we were constantly in trouble, and she just wanted to make sure that we knew who was in trouble, and so she started calling me Butch at an early age. So if I heard the name Butch Rod, if the Rod part was in there, then I was in trouble. Now, if it was Butch Rod Morgan, I should just go ahead and slit my wrist. Or bring a switch in because he's fixing to switch me. But my dad is a great man, a patriot, and a wonderful guy. He was a World War II vet, Philippines, South Pacific, and a great man. And he's not only a great dad, but my best friend. And we love sports together, and so we get to do that. But I always wanted to write a song about my dad, but he's 93 years old. My God, there's a lot of information there. So I mean, I just go, how am I going to put that into a song that won't fill up like the whole night of a house concert? And then I thought, well, I'll just write a few little verses, and then as little stories pop into my head while I'm singing the song, I'm thinking about my dad while I'm doing it. If something pops into my head, then I'll just stop the song and I'll tell you that little story. So that's what I'm going to do. So we'll just see what happens. Okay? So this is called That's My Dad. And let's see how much of it I can actually get through without bawling. Okay. That's my dad. He's the best friend I've ever had. Through my good, through my bad, I could count on Dad. He was born in poverty in Grimes County, 1917. Times were tough. Life was lean for my dad. Now when the talkies became the rage, he got a job as a projectionist down at the Purple Sage. He said he saw Tex Ritter ride his horse out on stage, and that did impress my dad. A veteran of the Second World War, 5 long years on a foreign shore. He came back, he was not a boy no more. He married Mom and then became my dad. And recently, he shared this story with me about me being born. Now, I was born in Beaumont, okay, at the Baptist Memorial Hospital. It was a 7-story hospital, and the maternity ward was on the 7th floor. And this is 1947, and they didn't have air conditioning in the hospital. And so they just left the windows open. So Dad was in the car downstairs on the street. Mom was trying to birth me. I was a breech baby. Right, I've been a problem my whole life. And so, but Dad said he was in the car and like he could hear Mom on the 7th floor just screaming, ah, and finally, she birthed me and everything was good. And then he went to down to the counter down there, and then they go, well, you have a son and everything's good and that'll be $750. And my dad said, well, I just got out of the service and I don't really have a job right now. And they said, well, every day that they're in here is another $35, something like that. And so he's looking, and he has a 1941 Dodge convertible that he's sleeping in. So he drives it down to the car lot and he sells his car so he can get me out of the hospital. And he just told me recently that really during my life, there's only been maybe 2 times where he's regretted selling that car. That's my pop. There's no shades of gray and there's no flip-flop. Some things are right and some are not. And that's my pop. America, red, white, and blue. A patriot through and through, and hey, he loves Jesus too. And Jesus loves my dad. Now he told me also, and my dad has never been a man of faith until just later in his life. And it happened after my mother passed away. He was on his way to see, now I'm going to start crying here. Don't worry about it. It's tears of joy. He was on his way to see his uncle, his cousin. And he was driving through Texas, East Texas, one of those old farm to market roads. And it was 7 o'clock in the evening. The sun was setting. And he came up over a hill, and the sunset was beautiful, and there was a field, and it was just been mowed, and there were the little rolls of hay, and the cattle were all there. They were just eating. And he got engulfed by the love of God. And he pulled over to the side of the road because he couldn't drive anymore. And he sat there for an hour. And he said that God's love just completely covered him up. And it changed my dad. He was always a great guy. But now he's a better guy. That's my dad. Best friend I ever had. Through the good and through the bad. That's my dad. That's my dad. Oh, I need a Kleenex. No, I need a Kleenex. Toilet paper. Paper towel. Underwear.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is
Oh, well, thank y'all for letting me do that. I love it. I don't do that song for everybody.
Go Dennis and Yellow Jackets, right?
I can't do it. I can't blow my nose on somebody's mascot. I just can't do it.
Even if it's Denison?
I don't know about this. There may be somebody from Denison in here, and I just.
There's a couple Randy.
Yes, I can't do it. Anyway, that kind of song is something that you can only share in a crowd that really is intimate, and I thank you for being that crowd this evening.
Thank you for sharing.
Sure, that's never turns out the same at all. Now, so then, when my dad turned 90 years old, which was 3 years ago, for his birthday, I took him to Washington, D.C. And he'd always wanted to go. He'd been everywhere else in the world. Him and Mom traveled the last 20 years of their marriage together. They had a travel trailer. They went all over the country, saw all the states. They never went to Washington, never saw the World War II Memorial or the Smithsonian or any of that stuff. He always wanted to go. So I surprised him. And we took off, and we got in the van, and I took him to Washington, D.C., and we spent 2 weeks in Washington. We had a great time. On the way back, I asked him, I was recording most everything, our conversations in the car. I had a little recorder, and I was recording because I have a granddaughter, and I wanted to be able to share some of those stories with him. So I was just talking to him about his childhood and all that stuff. And then we'd gone through a lot of stuff and a lot of tape, and I finally asked him, I go, well, you've been through a lot, Dad. Gosh. What's the one thing that you've had the most problem with in your life, And he goes, and without hesitation, he goes, well, there's only been one thing that has given me a hard time my whole life. And I go, and I'm just sitting there going, well, what would that be, And because he was an alcoholic, he kicked that, and he lost my brother died when he was 16. Mom and Dad managed to make it through that. And then my mother passed away, he managed to make it through that. And so I'm thinking, what is it that could have kicked his butt? He goes, it's that guy that I see every night in the mirror right before I go to bed. He says he never cuts me any slack. He knows me too good. And so this song is inspired by that. Now, this is not about my dad. This is called Man in the Mirror, and I hope you like it. Well, I get to see him every night just before I go to bed. He stands there in his underwear with a silly hat still on his head. I brush my teeth and he looks at me, and I'm thinking, is that really who I am? Am I the man in the mirror? Well, I must admit, I'm not impressed one little bit with your coolness or your style, or the way you know just what to say through that expensive little smile. Now I know nobody knows me quite the way you do. The man in the mirror. Hey, man in the mirror, have you noticed that your hair is turning gray? I said, yep. I've noticed. I'm just glad I don't feel as old as you look today. Sometimes your skin can be a little thin, and you are thick between your ears. The man in the mirror. and He knows my every secret and every dark spot in my soul. And I know every crazy thought He's ever had and every lie He's ever told. And I pray no one on this here planet ever gets to know the man in the mirror. When the last song's sung, when all the lights go out, when I am finally home, you know I'll have another face-to-face. I'll say, Lord, there's something I just gotta know. Why would you come down here to save the man I see? The man in the mirror. Well, I get to see him every night just before I go to bed. Yeah, he stands there in his underwear, not much going on in that old head. I look him over head to toe. He can be such a hypocrite. The man in the mirror, he's so full of it. The man in the mirror, but God forgives the man in the mirror. All right, so let's just sing along. It's a waltz. It's a brand new song. The only word you need to know is the word drinking. All right, let's try it one time. That wasn't very good. Let's do it again. Here we go. No. You missed it again. Here we're gonna have to do it again. Here we go. Beautiful. God only knows there was a time, and it wasn't all that long ago, I would have turned up my nose at the thought of. That's pretty good. That's got me thinking again. Thoughts I thought were dead, they resurrected up here in my head, and I wish someone would stop me. Did I mention the part about you see, I've got my problems, my faults, my abuses covered up with some pretty darn good excuses. Still, I do know that denial, hell, that ain't just some river in Africa. That's got me cussing again. Yeah, my mouth has gone south, saying things that would not make my granddaughter proud. And I think it's got something to do with and forgetting. Just a second. Oh yeah, the words to this song, except for the very last word, kind of hard to get that one wrong, 'cause every verse in the song ends with the same word, and you know what it is. What is it? It's now Alcoholics Anonymous is the answer, some say. So I'll go them one better. I joined AAA. 'Cause they'll post my bail, and the first 100 miles of towing is free. That's got me praying again. Yeah, I'm down on my knees, 'cause you see, I really am thankful for this life that I can do with as I please, and really only God knows. Only God knows why I am drinking. Begin, here we go, come on. I'm drinking. I'm drinking. I'm drinking. Okay, I got to do a couple of new songs here. Most of the songs you heard tonight are on my brand new CD, and I noticed I didn't sell any of those on the break. Not yet. No, I'm still hoping. I'm still good. And make sure you sign my email list. I would really appreciate that. I won't spam you and like send you a bunch of junk. I send 30 or 40 emails a day, but other than that, no. So this is I'm gonna do 2 new songs, and then we'll close out with a little song we can all sing on here, a little rocker. Once I was a gambling man, then I lost it all. I lost it all. Once I was a gambling man, then I lost it all. I lost it all. Well, I'd gamble in a heartbeat, give you odds on my next breath. As far as gamblers go, I was one of the best. I guess I once was a gambling man, then I lost it all. I lost it all. Yeah, and winning was the devil, and losing was just a ploy. Keep me seated at the table of temporary joy. Once I was a gambling man, then I lost it all. I lost it all. Once I was a gambling man, then I lost it all. I lost it all. I met this old man. He was homeless But he said he understood my love. Told me of a Savior, something about a cross. Once I was a gambling man, then I lost it all. I lost it all. Once I was a gambling man, then I lost it all. I lost it all. Once I was a gambling man, I lost it all. I lost it all. Once I was a gambling man, I lost it all. I lost it all. Then I lost it all. I lost it all. Then I lost it all. Thank you. All right. In the folk community, I am the fish going the wrong direction. Because I am a conservative libertarian, okay? I'm way on the other side of all of my friends. But I don't...
Not anymore.
Well, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I believe that's what makes America great. Everybody should have their own thing. And so I don't preach what I believe and tell people what to believe. It's none of my business. Everybody reaches their own conclusions about what they want to believe. And, you know, by the time somebody's got enough behind what they're saying to want to argue about it, I just figure I'm not going to convince them any different, and they're not going to convince me, so what's the point? So I don't talk about that stuff. And so I wanted to write a song that would just piss everybody off. So I think I did that here. I think I actually crossed all the lines on this. So this is called We the People. I just wanted, you know, we should lighten up a little. I mean, come on now. I mean, my God, you know, like, I give vitamins to my dog. What do I have to complain about? You know what I'm saying? I spent $9 on a car wash today. I mean, I live in America, the greatest place on the planet. I should just shut up. You know, be happy. This is a great place. Even people who hate us can't wait to come here. And so, you know, I just get so tired of listening to the crap. Let's just shut up and be people. Be friends, you know? Love each other. It's good. It's good. It's okay to be different. Everybody's all right. It ain't a big deal. Shiny wheels, it's a silver spoon, Disneyland full of Looney Tunes. One nation under God, indivisible. I love big guitars, fuzzy tones, and power cards that rattle bones. And I pledge allegiance to the flag of America, where we're digging in or gritting teeth, doing our best to say the least. Freedom of speech. Got big old stomachs, little bitty eyes. We're bailing out, we're subsidized. I hold these truths to be self-evident. Well, we need a little money, I'll just crank a press. My kids will gladly pay for this. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Well, it's a spoiled people that sing the blues when they got the perks and they paid no dues. Oh, say, can you see we the people? We the people, we the people, we the people. Republican, dummy crat. It's a bunny suit on a dirty rat. All men created equal. Well, I know this next line gonna sound a little strange, but I think we could do with a little climate change. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies. Stupid is as stupid does. That's the way it is and the way it always was. Give me liberty. Give me shiny wheels, silver spoons, handshake deals in darkened rooms, big guitars, fuzzy tones, power cards that rattle bones. 'Cause it's we the people, we the people, we the people, we the people. We the people. Go ahead.
I just wanted to come up and thank all you guys for coming tonight. I want to thank, God brings things together. And the reason you're all sitting in this room tonight is because God brought a great friend of ours to us a while back that really helped build the room, helped put the whole thing together.
Randy.
Thanks, Randy.
CJ.
Stand, please, baby.
Without, you wouldn't be sitting in here tonight, and you wouldn't be playing here tonight if it wasn't for them.
Praise to you.
I absolutely had a wonderful time tonight. Thank you so much for coming out and being a part and supporting Singer-Songwriters. It never occurred to me until 2003 actually that you could actually make a living traveling around playing your songs in little rooms like this. I always thought you had to play in the bars and you had to play and so this has been a God save. And so you keep supporting this venue here. And my friend Ken Gaines is the one that turned me on to this, and I'm so glad he did because I wouldn't have met any of y'all in So we'll end up with this little song here. Now, I have to tell you, I made money with this song. All right, anybody ever hear of a band called the Georgia Satellites? Okay, they recorded this for me in 1994. And I made mailbox money on this. I was excited. And to tell you the truth, I wasn't in the music business at that point. I'd quit music because I was trying to get my life straight. I'd been a cocaine addict, methamphetamine, and marijuana were my drugs of choice, and for 23 years. And God saw fit to deliver me from that in the matter of a moment. And when he did that, I promised him that I would do something else. And so I moved to Tennessee, where I had no reputation and nothing to live up to. And I got out there in the country with my wife, and I discovered who I was as a person. And while I was doing that, God saw fit to make sure that I had money in my pocket. And some songs that I'd placed with a publisher in 1970 got picked up by two different bands. Both of them recorded them as title songs to their albums, and I made money in the mailbox while I was sitting there trying to figure out what the heck I was going to do. So, yeah. God is good. Yeah. And so this is, you feel free to sing along. Here we go. Come on now. Everybody can clap along. We can have a good time. Come on. Yeah, shake it. said you'd always love me and you'd never ever leave me, but you're gone, gone, gone. Till death do us part from the bottom of your heart. Hold it just a second. I want all you girls to come on up here with me. Come on, come on, come on. Bring your shakers, come up here and sing. I need background singers, yeah. Beautiful background singers. Here we go. No, you did good. You didn't actually fall down. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I look better, don't I? Well, you said you'd always love me and you'd never ever leave me, but you're gone, gone, gone. Till death do us part from the bottom of your heart, but you're gone, gone, gone. I thought you was my woman, then you started roaming. I should have known all along, but you said I was your lover. You said there was no other, still you're gone, gone, gone. I'm in A there, I'm in A. Now you said you'd always be there. I don't see you anywhere. No, you're gone, gone, gone. I just found the note, said that's all she wrote, and you're gone, gone, gone. I thought you was my woman, then you started roaming. I should have known all along, but you said I was your lover. You said there was no other, still you're gone, gone, gone. All right, Harold, here we go. That's Harold on the saxophone. Well, you said I was your lover. You said there was no other, but you're gone, gone, gone. Till death do us part from the bottom of your heart, but you're gone, gone, gone. I thought you was my woman, then you started roaming. I should have known all along, but you said I was your lover, and you said there was no other, still you're gone, gone, gone. You are gone, gone, gone. You are gone, gone, gone. Bye-bye. So long. I had a great time. Thank you so much. Thank you. Woo. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Just like rehearsal. Oh.